What is up, guys? It's your boy Nick Torius, back again with another video. So I'm back in another video, and today I'm going to be talking about who do you think you are, right? So smash the like button, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. So a lot of times, you know, we'll just be living life, right? And all of a sudden, you got a little hater coming up, and they're like, "Hey, where do you get off, man? Where do you get off, man?" Right? And they'll just be like coming at you all crazy and shit, right? And you're just living your life. You're just doing your own thing. Because the thing is, in life, we're not allowed to be ourselves, basically, right? Like, to be ourselves means to be judged, to be ridiculed, to be looked at like, "Oh, what's up with this dude?" Like right now, I'm like in the basketball court making this video, right? There's people around me, but I don't give a fuck. Because when we're kids, our parents, like, we would do something and our parents would be like, "Hey, don't do that," because they don't want themselves to be like looked at all weird, right? They don't want to be like all ridiculed. They don't want to be like, "Oh, this person's a bad parent." Like, what parent? No parent wants to be looked at as a bad parent, right? So they try to protect us from. They understand how society works, right? That's their job. It's the job of the parents to make us socially acceptable, right? That's what they're here for, to socialize us, to make us acceptable, whatever. So we grow up in that same mentality, right? I was making a video earlier, and I was talking about how a lot of times we grow up in these cages, right? We grow up with these cages around us, and some of us never get out of our cages. Like, some of us never outgrow our cages. Like, our cages just keep getting bigger and bigger as we get older, when in fact they're supposed to get smaller, right? The thing is, we can make them smaller. I mean, actually, we can't make them smaller. All we could do is just make ourselves bigger, and eventually, like, it's like putting a gorilla, like putting King Kong in a cage, right? Like, if you put a baby King Kong in a cage, what do you think is gonna happen? It's gonna get too big, and eventually it's gonna outgrow the cage and blow it up, right? That's what's supposed to happen with us. But we stay in these mentalities of, "Oh, you can't say that in public. You can't do that in public." And I feel like that's the whole point of, like, the cancel culture and all this shit. Because the whole cancel culture, I feel like it's just, them putting another cage on us. You feel me? It's like us. It's like us having a cage, right? It's like, "Oh, you can't say that. You can't talk about these people like that." Like, yeah, nobody wants to be ridiculed. Nobody wants to be made fun of for things that they can't change. But you know what? That's just life, right? Like, in life, there's so many sensitive people. You feel me? Like, so many people are just too sensitive. I've been told bad things about myself all my life, and I used to think they were true. But I realized the only reason that people were saying that in the first place was because I was allowing it, right? I was watching Kitchen Nightmares the other day, right? And in one episode, I saw Gordon. Like, I like binge watched that show, right? And in the show, I noticed how I pay attention to how Gordon Ramsay talks to people. One thing that Gordon does, like, there was this one episode where there's this really arrogant guy, right? And, like, yeah, Gordon was talking to him like all crazy and shit, but the dude had balls, right? Like, I noticed that he would say, like, "Oh, you arrogant to twerp," or whatever, and then he's like, "Who you talking to?" Right? This dude was like all roided out, and it's like Gordon was actually low-key like kind of scared, right? Like, Gordon was kind of like, "Oh shit, I can't really fuck with this dude because he might fuck me up," right? And he was just like kind of mellow with him. Like, yeah, he was saying like, "Oh, this guy's not really doing his job and whatever," but he was still a little tame, right? And the thing is, like, I would be watching the show and I'd be like, Gordon's not really that crazy. Like I see John Taffer, right? I feel like he's like more crazier than Gordon, right? Like John, like from Bar Rescue, John Taffer is a little more crazier. But Gordon be like going out, like he's like kind of tame compared to John. And the whole point of me telling you this is because, like, one episode I was watching, he was like talking to this Mexican dude, right? Like, this guy had like this Mexican restaurant, and Gordon was like talking to this dude all crazy. Like, he was coming at him like crazy ways, like more, like I feel like more than he like kind of deserved, right? like I noticed that he was kind of bullying this dude, right? It was like low-key bullying, man. And it's just funny because I can see the only reason why he was able to do it was because dude allowed him, right? It's like literally what they say. Like if you allow someone to do something, if you give someone an inch, they're gonna take a mile, right? So if you allow someone to do something, like I was getting a haircut, and one of the barbers, he was saying how like they were talking about jail and shit, and they're talking about prison. And he was like, oh, if you let a dude take your honey bun, then he's gonna take your honey buns, right? He's gonna take both your honey buns. What's up, man? He's gonna take both your honey buns, right? And you know, it's kind of true. Like, cause you just show that weakness, right? You show that weakness once, and they fuck with you for life, right? And dude was I feel like the reason why he was failing his restaurant was because of his weakness, right? Like you can see most of the time when like the restaurants are failing, the whole reason why they bring in Gordon, right, is because Gordon has a certain energy to him, right? Gordon Ramsay is famous. He's a famous chef. He has a whole bunch of restaurants, and they show his restaurants in the show, and they're all running very well, right? So they bring that type of energy in because he has that energy in it. It's supposed to change how the restaurant's going. Like before, I used to watch these shows and think like, damn, you know, like, is it really that easy to just like bring one person and change a whole entire thing around? But it's like, it kind of is, because all it is it just takes that energy to like go on, like you just transfer that energy from one person to the next person. Hello. Hi. You just transfer that energy and you bring it to the restaurant. And it's like, it's funny because it's like they always have in the episodes, they're like, oh, we have a packed house. And it's like, why is the house packed? It's because they're filming the show, right? But it's not really just because they're filming the show. It's because of Gordon, right? Why am I talking about this? I just got off track. Basically, you know, what I wanted to really talk about in this video is like who you think you are, right? Like for me, I've always had bad posture all my life, right? And I'm pretty sure it was because I was sitting on the chair all my life, like, you know, I was sitting on my computer all the time like this, like a little vulture. And you know, the thing is, when you have bad posture, if you think about it, like having bad posture doesn't allow you access to your energy, right? It gives you bad, it doesn't give you the energy that you need. Hello. When you stand up straight, you're able to access all your energy. That's why vultures, right? Like the bird of a vulture is like, you know, it's kind of like, they show like, whenever they show like evil people, they're always like hunchback. What's up, man? They're always like hunchback, right? And like if you ever watched Ratatouille, right? The villain of the Ratatouille is this French restaurateur. And how does he stand? He's like this, right? He's like hunchback. That's like the archetype of a villain. A villain is someone that's hunchback, right? They're not standing up straight like the superhero. Like look at Superman. He has perfect posture. Wonder Woman. They have, like if you ever watched the TED Talk, they have this talk about posture, right? And they say you have to do like a Wonder Woman stance, right? And it's funny because it's funny how they call it Wonder Woman stance, as if it's not her just standing like Superman, right? And they're like, oh, you gotta have like a Wonder Woman stance, right? And when it comes to that basically just means that you gotta stand up straight. Put your hands on your hips. You don't really have to, but as long as you're standing up straight. Because when you stand up straight, you have full access to all your energy, right? And when you have full access to all your energy, you're able to get a lot of things done, right? Hola. Hi. You're able to get a lot of things done, right? And basically the reason I'm telling you this is because all my life, I've had horrible posture. I've always been like, you know, my shoulders weren't back, my head wasn't up high. I wasn't really, you know, like I wasn't doing the damn thing, right? And it's funny because every time whenever I try to have like perfect posture, right? I always strive to have perfect posture. Like whenever I go somewhere, like my goal isn't really to talk to nobody. Like a lot of times, dudes be like, oh, okay, I gotta talk to like every female in here, right? My goal isn't for that. My goal is to just have perfect posture, right? It's always so important to practice perfect posture, right? And I never realized how important it was. Because that makes you, that's the difference between turning you from the supervillain to the superhero, right? When you have that perfect posture. But it's funny because to me, every single time that I like try to stand up straight, I always hear in my head, like my mom, I always have these flashbacks of like my mom telling me, who do you think you are standing up, like with your chest all out, you know, your shoulders all back, right? And I realize now that it was my mom, just like, not blaming, like, no, yeah. I always hear my mom, like, it was my mom's fault that I wasn't, like, you know, standing up straight, because the thing is, when you stand up straight, you have confidence, right? A lot of dudes don't have confidence. And I feel like it's because of our parents, right? Because the thing is like, when you have confidence, you don't listen to your parents, because you understand that you don't give a fuck about what they gotta say, right? Because you're just like, oh, you know what? I feel good. I feel like I can take on the world. And your parents don't want that, right? Especially if you were raised up in fucked up situations like me, right? Like, your parents don't want you to be succeeding them. They don't want you to be ahead of them. Even sometimes your friends too, right? Like, I'll be walking in the store or whatever, and I'll try to like put my chest out and my shoulders back, and then it's just like, oh, like I feel in my head people saying like, oh, who's this guy? Who does he think he is, right? But you gotta understand, those are just haters, bruh. They're just haters. They're cop blockers. They're haters. They have hater energy. And I realized the different energies that people have. Like, there's just straight up haters, right? And it's mostly like like I realized that it's mostly masculine men, right? Because like femininity is a support, right? Like, femininity is like supportive, right? The supportive energy. Like, I always felt like I had a lot of feminine energy, right? But I've never been a hater of nobody. I've never really hated on no one, except if it's like I'm watching like a YouTube video and I just start hating, just because it's like, you know, I don't know. But it's like to have that hater energy. I realize a lot of men have that energy, right? A lot of dudes, they have that negativity in them. That it's like that, oh, I don't want this dude to be higher than me, so I'm gonna bring him down to size, right? Like, I've seen it, and I used to think that, oh, it's just because they want the best for me. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it is helpful, because the thing is, if dudes don't humble you, the universe will, and the universe don't give a fuck. Like, I feel like dudes humbling you is like the universe giving you a warning. Like, my nigga, don't think your shit don't stink, right? When, like, there's supposed to be haters, because like when dudes are hating on you, it's like they're doing the work of the universe, right? This isn't going there, because I've seen it. Like, that's why we have our parents. Because I remember, because I always notice that whenever I'm like on a very high tip, my parents, like my mom, she would always just like bring me down, right? She would always do some crazy, she would always go crazy and ballistic. That's so wild. I'm just realizing so much shit. But yeah, my mom would go ballistic, right? Whenever I was on a high tip, right? Whenever I was just like real high. And I realized, oh, okay, it's because the thing is, if my mom don't go ballistic on me, the universe will, right? And the universe is not gonna have no mercy. My mom has mercy, right? Or maybe, I don't know, bro, because sometimes everything that is, maybe it's just the universe talking to me through my mom. I don't know. But I would notice that my homeboy would do the same shit, right? And just dudes in general, like, when you're feeling really high, what goes up must come down. You feel me? So the universe is gonna bring you down, for real. But you know, the thing is, with life, you gotta see life as like a fucking rocket ship, right? A rocket ship is designed to get from Earth to outer space, right? And it's so crazy how we just see rockets as like, oh yeah, that's a rocket, right? Oh, that's rocket science. And it's like, my nigga, rockets, if you think about rockets, bro, like rockets, they're doing fucking crazy shit, bro, to leave the planet, to leave this, like, this is reality, bro. Like, rockets are designed to leave reality. Isn't that crazy? Like, we just see rockets and take it for granted. But, bro, rockets are the ultimate form of confidence, right? And I feel like the fact that they blow up and kill so many people, I feel like, isn't that crazy? That's so insane, bro. That's so insane. I'm sorry. I feel like you guys can see what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing like crazy shit right now. I understand, like, wow, that's so insane, bro. To build a fucking rocket and to leave the planet, to like go into space, like for real space, that's crazy. Because I feel like that's like the ultimate form of haters, right? A rocket ship is like the ultimate form of not giving a fuck what haters think, because I feel like gravity is like a living thing, right? Gravity is just, I don't believe in gravity, right? I feel like gravity is just the law of attraction, right? I feel like the earth, because look, we are attracted to confidence, right? If you think about it, men and women both are attracted to confidence. And I feel like the only reason why we have, like, look, like, let's say you're a very confident man, right? Like, I was watching the No Jumper show the other day, and Adam was talking to DJ Academics, and he had this girl, I think her name was Stella, right? And it's funny because Adam is a very confident man, right? And I would notice that every single time that Stella said anything, I mean, anytime that Adam said anything, Stella would just laugh. She would go, ha ha ha, and she would say next to him and everything, right? And I noticed that every single time that he just said something, and I know it's because of his confidence, right? She was just attracted to his confidence. And anytime he said something, she would just laugh. And that's why they say, like, oh, girls, if a girl likes you, she'll laugh at everything you say. It's just because of your confidence, right? You're just like literally touching her and literally making her laugh. Like, if you don't make a girl laugh, it's because you're not confident, right? So I feel like the earth is just an ultimate form of confidence. You feel me? It's just like the earth, because the earth is always here. Like, every morning we wake up and we're always on earth, right? So it's like earth has the most amazing confidence because it's just always here. And we are attracted to confidence, right? So we just attract ourselves to the earth. That's why we can't leave, because it's like we're in a toxic relationship, right? We're basically like in a toxic relationship with the earth. It's like the earth is just, you know, like our baby daddy that hits us. But we're like the girl that can't leave. They're like, why don't you leave? And it's like, because I love her, right? That's why we gotta love the earth, because it's like we become detached to the earth, right? Because we don't wear, like, we wear shoes and shit. Bro, I'm sounding like a fucking hippie, but it's the truth, right? So it's like we're just attracted to that confidence, and it's like the earth is always here, so we're always attracted to the earth. I feel like maybe like birds. So funny, I just like had no mind, right? I was just like, wow, I feel like it's a secret. I feel like I'm getting knowledge. Like, I feel like the knowledge is coming to me. But then it's like once I thought about the birds, it's like the birds are kind of like telling me, no, don't say it. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna say it then. But it's crazy. It's what I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like if you look into my eyes, you could read what the hell was going on when I was thinking that. But that was so wild, bro. I'm not even high. I'm just like living. I'm high on life, right? So with that being said, I'm just gonna end the video here. Like the video, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new. If you have any questions, just DM me on Instagram at Torius at 6 Feet Interviews, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon. Peace.